Hi, everyone. My name is Dorothy Lee, and I'm the Executive Director of LitWorld. Welcome, and thank you so much for joining us today or tonight, whatever time it happens to be, wherever you are in the world. The beauty of a virtual event. For anyone tuning in who is new to LitWorld, we strengthen kids and communities through the power of stories. Our core team of 7 dedicated advocates here in New York City works every day to bring LitWorld's programs to as many people as possible. We partner with community-based organizations all around the world to run after-school lit clubs and summer lit camps, our signature programs that leverage literacy best practices and social-emotional learning as tools for empowerment and engagement. We are also the founders of World Read Aloud Day, a global campaign that rallies millions of people around the power of sharing authentic stories. When COVID-19 began to spread around the world, we pivoted our programs and resources as quickly as possible. Over the past several months, our Lit Club members, children and adults alike, have become local advocates for awareness of the coronavirus. Funds that would have usually provided snacks and materials for in-person Lit Club sessions instead went towards bags of rice and beans, soap, and other supplies to help keep families safe and sustained. And we created virtual Lit Club and Lit Camp at home, flexible versions of our programs to help kids stay engaged in their learning and give them opportunities to express their feelings and ideas in this complex time, no matter what kind of connectivity they have access to. As you can hear, we love to adapt our approach and collaborate with other organizations. So if you have any ideas for new partnerships, always feel free to reach out. LitWorld's unofficial motto is Serious Joy. We came to this core idea because in our work with children who've experienced trauma, inexplicable loss, or the myriad impacts of poverty, we heard over and over again, "This does not define me." I don't want to be known as the person who was abused, the person who was orphaned at a young age, or the person who gets their only meal of the day at school. I am also the person with the smile that lights up an entire room, the person who dreams of seeing the world, the person who knows how to care for their whole family, the person who has big ideas about how to lead powerful, positive change. Right now, we are going through trauma as a global community. It's not impacting us evenly, but it is impacting us all. And the people who are being impacted the most by the pandemic are those who are always the least protected by our societies. The powerful surge in the Black Lives Matter movement has pushed individuals and communities all around the world to focus on injustices that have been ignored by far too many people for far too long. This has been a wake-up call for some, and for others, it has put a spotlight on work they've been doing their whole lives. Many of us feel tired and isolated and so ready for certainty about the future that feels beyond our grasp. But what we can do is remember to seek joy. We can learn from our Lit kids who are always so incredibly resilient and full of hope, even in the toughest of times. They can light the way for us. Of course, this means that we need to support them too. That's why community is so vital to LitWorld. We all have our critical roles to play. The one constant is that for each of us, that includes being open to listening, learning, and growing. The children we work with around the globe are so strong, but the consequences of this time will last far beyond the pandemic. And LitWorld needs your help now to continue our work as lifelong advocates for the social emotional well-being of children. and to give our Lit kids the tools that will help them get through this time so they can continue building towards a brighter future. Now you can hear straight from the amazing kids, teens, and mentors who make our work possible all around the world.
¿Por qué es importante para mí LitWorld?
1. Porque aprendemos a leer.
A mí me gusta mucho el LitWorld porque allá me enseñan muchos cuentos, muchas cosas y además leemos juntos y nos divertimos.
They read for meaning, and what is most important is they read for pleasure.
Nos enseñan a amar la lectura.
LitWorld has given the children, the girls, the boys in Kibera, in Kawangware, in Lodwar, and in Kayole, a family, a sense of belonging, a place where they can come to talk, to share, to express themselves.
No es solo un lugar donde los niños se reúnen, es más que eso.
LitWorld es una familia. LitWorld es mi familia.
Que puedo convivir con mis amigos y aprender cosas nuevas.
It has also helped us to feel that we belong somewhere and we are all wanted in a community and we are worth something.
LitWorld is an open space for me, so I can tell all my things.
It enables kids to come together, have fun together, and share experiences together.
It creates a friendly and fun environment that you would call home.
Tenemos más amigos y también aprendemos que solo no hay un amigo en el mundo.
They have helped us so much by encouraging us to be courageous and also to have confidence in ourselves.
It gives me the chance to express myself and my ideas.
More girls now want to go complete to school and go for the higher education. Boys from Lit Club now share the work with their mothers and sisters too.
Digo, para nosotros es importante porque en él nos han inculcado lo necesario para ser buenos seres humanos.
They care for and help their families, friends and community.
Me ha enseñado a ser mejor persona. Lo que realmente importa en la vida es lo que hacemos por los demás.
LitWorld has been a light to our community. It has made a lot of things really possible for us.
It has created a positive impact, especially to the kids and communities at large.
It has brought literacy and creativity among us teens and the little kids.
LitWorld has changed the lives of our children.
Our partnership has impacted over 600 children in Uganda. These children have become confident and compassionate leaders in their community.
I totally changed in my life because of LitWorld.
They have the necessary tools to become game changers and to change the fate of their native homeland.
Nosotros, como personas, le agradecemos mucho a LitWorld, ya que nos han dado la experiencia necesaria para, como personas, llegar a ser o a lograr un mundo mejor.
Lograremos cambiar el mundo.
Gracias, LitWorld.
Thank you. We'll continue being a blessing to all of us. Thank you.
Always an inspiration to hear from the Lit community around the world and to truly see what serious joy looks like in a million different ways every day. My name is Amber Peterson, and I am the world's Director of Program Innovation.
I'm Elena Pranita, and I am the Director of Operations and HR here at LitWorld.
To me, serious joy means creating space to talk about things that aren't necessarily joyful. It means knowing that you can bring your whole self to a conversation, the good, the bad, everything in between, and that you'll be respected, heard, and loved regardless. What does serious joy mean to you, Angelina?
I always think of serious joy when I see a child and them expressing their inner thoughts through stories and seeing their big smile when they feel understood. And I think you'll agree with me, Amber, when I say that our team loves to hear stories from our Lit kids. And it's my pleasure and my honor to introduce you all to one of our first Lit kids from Colombia. Her name is Paula.
Vivo en Rodanillo, a las afueras de un barrio llamado La Ceiba.
Mi familia no es muy unida, ya que mi padre y mi madre no conviven juntos. Antes de entrar al LitClub, no me importaba la lectura o la escritura. Ahora soy una nueva persona, creo más en mí. Con respecto al LitClub, siento que llegué a un nuevo mundo, donde puedo compartir con mis amigos. Ahora que leo más, siento que los libros son mi vida. Cuando escribo, siento que estoy dándole vida a una nueva página, una nueva historia, y que puedo llevar la lectura a cualquier persona a través de mis historias. Al cielo, pienso que detrás de todo lo que veo puede existir algo más. Voy a terminar la escuela y espero poder conseguirle una beca para estudiar astronomía. Mis padres me dicen que son muy pocas las oportunidades de estudio, pero yo siento que si quiero, puedo hacerlo.
Hola, mi nombre es Paula Hernández y quiero contarles un poco sobre mi experiencia con LitWorld. Es un espacio en el cual nosotros podemos construir y podemos llevar a cabo nuestros sueños con la ayuda y el apoyo de los compañeros y las personas que allí se encuentran fortaleciéndonos día a día. Nuestras ideas siempre se elevan al máximo cuando una persona cree en ellas y esto es importante para cada uno de nosotros. Las personas que han pasado por estos lugares saben que han aprendido algo valioso. Es un aprendizaje único e importante totalmente. Puedo asegurarlo al observar cómo los niños y las niñas suelen habitar estos espacios porque les gusta, porque les llama la atención y no porque es una obligación. Mi experiencia con LitWorld ha dejado mucho realmente. LitWorld en mí me ha enseñado a soñar, a alcanzar mis metas, a llevar a cabo los propósitos, a llevar a cabo las cosas que me propongo, a tener en cuenta a cada persona que está a mi alrededor también, a luchar por lo que quiero y a escuchar a otras personas con sus historias para creer en ellos, para tener en cuenta que también tienen sueños y que tal vez con nuestra ayuda o con decirles que creemos en ellos puedan salir adelante con un apoyo. LitWorld realmente se torna indispensable en mi vida y en mi historia y también en la de las personas que habitan estos lugares. Cada mente está trabajando por un futuro y este será nuestro futuro, el que desde cada espacio de LitWorld estamos formando.
Hey everyone! I hope you all enjoyed getting to meet Paula and hearing her story. I know that all of us at LitWorld have loved being able to watch her learn and grow and pursue her dreams because she is an amazing example of the power of serious joy. My name is Hannah Poloff. I'm the communications coordinator.
Hi, I'm Alana Solomon and I'm LitWorld's development manager.
To me, serious joy means being cognizant of the difficulties and the adversities that you've overcome and prevailing in spite of them and using them to empower yourself and knowing what other amazing things that you have yet to accomplish.
Yeah, absolutely. I think to me, serious joy means finding light even during difficult times and sometimes in spite of having really difficult times. It's making space for and valuing your own happiness because there's power in being joyful. And now I'm thrilled to introduce Pam Allen, LitWorld's founder, to share a special message.
Hi, everyone. This is Pam Allen, and I'm the founder of LitWorld. When we started LitWorld in 2007, the world was in a tough place then. We believed that children deserved the access, the right, and the freedom of literacy to empower themselves and their families for a lifetime. We started with a very small team in a very grassroots way, and we reached out to grassroots organizations all over the world and here across the United States. We found incredible people in their own communities doing incredible work. And we said together, let's partner side by side to amplify the voices of children, to tell the stories of young people, for them to tell their own stories and to have their own voices, their own hearts. we saw that literacy is much, much more than reading and writing. Literacy is reading, it's writing, it's also storytelling and story making. We wanted to center the lives of children in the work that we did. From that day forward, we've had so much support from all of you. We've had the most beautiful movement created from the care and the mentorship and the contributions that people have made to this work around the world and in the United States. Now we have a network of young people, of children who've grown up with us since 2007 and are doing amazing things, going to university, being a huge part of their communities, running their own lit clubs and lit camps. It's an incredible story, but we have a lot more work to do. There are many, many profound things that challenge the lives of children and young people and silence their voices. Poverty, institutional racism, structural racism, gender bias, gender discrimination. There are many, many brutal things in the world that are harsh for children. LitWorld is the antidote. It's a loving community, a community in which children's voices are powerful, which young people's voices are powerful. And at this moment, maybe more than any other moment in human history, LitWorld needs you. We want you to make a contribution to the lives of our children, of our LitWorld community, to help them use literacy as the primary source and tool for freedom. When you read, when you write, you know yourself, you know your community, you know your world, and you can change it for the better. I believe in children. LitWorld believes in children. We believe in the serious joy of the work we do. That it's not about something that we do to children or for children, but it's about children themselves making power in the world, having a way to tell their own stories. And the only way to do that is to make sure they have literacy. They have authentic literacy that will change their lives and forever change our lives, that will break through all the boundaries and make a new world, tell the story of a new world. Please be with us today for LitWorld. In this LitWorld work of serious joy, we're not only building readers and writers, we're building world changers. We appreciate your help. Join with us and let's make a new world with, for, and by, authored by the children we serve. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Pam, for that wonderful message. Just want to take a minute to introduce ourselves. I'm Monica Valentine. I'm LitWorld's Operations and Development Associate.
And my name is Maria Ohuchanska. I'm LitWorld's Program Coordinator. Hi, everybody.
And agreeing with what everyone else has said, what serious joy means to me is triumph. It means finding hope every day because of and despite of all the challenges you've overcome, and finding hope every day for the future because of and despite of those challenges. What about you, Maria?
Absolutely, Monica. Yeah, mine is a little bit similar. When I think about serious joy and the work that LitWorld is doing right now and has always done, it's about that powerful idea of finding joy, resilience, strength, not only despite of, but because of the challenges that you're going through. It's important to acknowledge the difficult circumstances that you may be in, but still find that hope and resilience and power in yourself and your community and those around you.
Definitely.
So thank you very much, Monica. I think we're going to see you later. Bye. And we are going to be moving on to the Q&A section of our live today. I would love to welcome Dorothy, our Executive Director, back.
Hey, Maria. Hey, everybody.
Hi, Dorothy. And Amber, our Director of Program Innovation. Hi, Amber.
Hello.
I would love to say hello one more time to everybody joining. I see that we have so many people watching from all around the world. We have people as far as Zambia watching. We have people from our board of directors, from YPN, friends, allies. So thank you so much for tuning in. This Q&A session is going to be us answering questions that you've submitted before, as well as if you have any live questions right now. So if you have any questions, please write into the Facebook or YouTube comments, and we'll try to answer as many as we can during this session. So The first question that we already have is for Amber. Amber, can you please update everybody on LitWorld's response to the pandemic, to COVID, how we have been dealing with it, and how some of our partners around the world have been dealing with it?
Absolutely. As Dorothy mentioned, the impact of COVID-19 has been felt literally all over the world, and of course by all of our partners. In addition to supporting their communities with basic immediate necessities, so like food and hand sanitizer and health supplies, our partners have been incredibly innovative and very creative in making sure that we're still making space for community and prioritizing that. Even if what community looks like right now is very different than what community looks like at other times. So for example, our partner in Honduras, Un Mundo, created mailboxes for Lit Club members that they filled with activities and games and prompts that Lit kids could come and pick up while following social distancing mandates. And they could complete those activities from their own homes. Go Ye Therefore, who is our partner in Zambia, purchased cell phones for their kids, the ones that needed them, so that mentors could stay in touch with them and kids could hear stories and do fun activities together, even though they were far apart. Our partners in Kenya at Rift Valley Reading Association hosted socially distanced lit clubs when it was safe to do so, making sure that kids were staying far apart from each other and wearing masks. And our partners at Seeds of Hope in Pakistan have been working on starting a Lit Club radio program to reach kids that don't have TV or cell phones. So we've been working really closely with our partners and learning from them the best ways to make sure that Lit kids are supported and connected during this time. From our end, we've been innovating our programs as well. We started a virtual Lit Club, so taking our favorite Lit Club activities and doing them live on Facebook and on Instagram and on YouTube so that anyone anywhere can join in some of the Lit Club fun. We've also remodeled our Lit Camp experience so that kids across the United States this summer are going to be able to have that Lit Camp experience from home.
Thank you, Amber. One of the questions that actually just came in from Rebecca was, how are the remote Lit camps going? And I wonder if you can talk a little bit more about that.
Absolutely. I think, again, it's people have been incredibly innovative, and it's really just kind of adjusting to a new normal. And so, Lit clubs don't necessarily look like what they looked like before COVID-19. But I think the important part of them, that ability to kind of connect with each other and to share stories and have that safe space, is still there. And so from that perspective, it's amazing. And I think essential now more than ever to have those safe spaces.
Absolutely. And we talk about it all the time, right? How innovative we've all had to be, including all of our partner organizations and everybody else who is working with kids, families, communities at this time to make sure we still continue to stay connected and supportive of each other during this time. Yeah, definitely. We have another question from Jennifer. Perhaps you can chime in, Dorothy. She's asking if we have any volunteer opportunities. How can somebody get involved and volunteer with LitWorld?
Sure. Well, you can always reach out because there are always new opportunities emerging. As you can tell, we're very responsive and flexible. And we have some volunteers who will be coming on board with us for the summer, which we're excited about. So we're game to talk if you are. One great way of getting involved with LitWorld is always our big World Read Aloud Day, which is the first Wednesday in February every year. And if you do that, it's really about rallying your community about World Read Aloud Day and around creating some kind of special celebration, whether that's local or online. 'Cause who knows what will be happening next February, but whatever happens, LitWorld will be celebrating World Read Aloud Day with people everywhere. So that's a great thing to sign up for on our website, and you'll get some special messages about that.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. And we do hope that you do sign up, you join us, you volunteer. The work that we're doing is all together with our community all over the world. We have another question from Autumn. I think this is a great question and something that the LitWorld team has been working on really consciously recently. So whoever wants to jump in, I don't know if Amber, you want to jump in. The question is, have you thought about incorporating more accurate support multicultural histories into your lessons?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that question?
Sure, yeah, it's a long one. Have we thought about incorporating accurate depictions that support multicultural histories in our programming?
I mean, absolutely. I can answer part of that. Absolutely. I think cultural responsiveness, really thinking about the communities that we are serving, thinking about the diversity of the world, and the way that we share stories, the way that we are soliciting stories is always at the forefront of our minds. When we think about the stories as a tool for kind of as mirrors, windows, and sliding glass doors, as we often say, literacy itself, literature itself can be that window for the world. And so constantly making sure that we are providing diverse and responsive and reflective texts, and making space for people to find their own texts, I think is incredibly essential and a big part of what we're doing.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's a collaborative process with our partners whenever possible. And really, we always make an effort to find out, okay, what is available in terms of children's literature locally, and what can we bring in from our collections of stories that we know are universally loved, so that we can have a blend, because people really need the mirrors as well as the windows, as Amber was saying.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Dorothy. So one of the questions that we received from before, I think actually you can follow up on your answer here, is where exactly does LitWorld work? Who do we partner with? You know, we're all over the world, but where are we?
Sure. So this definitely comes up when we think about the cultural responsiveness, because we are such a small team, but we're in so many places. And as Pam mentioned, we were started in 2007. And so in those almost 13 years, we've partnered with over 50 organizations in over 30 countries. And it's always been really important for us to try out LitWorld's approach in a lot of different situations, a lot of different circumstances, to get feedback and to see, okay, what is it like in a refugee community? How is that the same? How is that different than in this more stable community? What does it mean to be a middle schooler, pure and simple? And that's a really beautiful thing to see. Some of the places where we've worked for a really, really long time are the Philippines and Kenya. We're also in Rwanda, Uganda, Zambia, as we mentioned, Morocco, Colombia, the Dominican Republic, Haiti, Honduras, Nicaragua, India, Pakistan, and Liberia, and several parts of the United States.
Absolutely. A lot of places, yes. Thank you very much, Dorothy. So, Amber, I know we've touched on a little bit of Lit Camp, a little bit of Lit Club, but those are two of our core programs, and I think it's a little bit confusing for people. So one of the questions that came in before, can you talk a little bit about the difference between the two programs?
Absolutely. So the most prolific of those two programs is the Lit Club. Lit clubs are typically after-school literacy and empowerment programs for small groups of 10 to 14-year-olds. The objective of the program is to create safe space for them to share stories, to read stories together, to engage in literacy activities that help them to explore the world, explore their own identities. They have been most of our partners are running Lit clubs, so it's incredible to see what Lit clubs look like in every one of our different partner organizations and in the context that they're being run. Lit camps are the summertime equivalent of Lit clubs. They are distributed domestically through our partnership with Scholastic Publishing, but internationally we implement them alongside our partners and in all different contexts and diversity of spaces. Lit camp can be from 1 week to 5 weeks, and kind of intensives where storytelling, story sharing, and story exploration can happen.
Absolutely. Thank you for clarifying that. And if anybody has any more further questions about our programming, please don't be afraid to reach out to us on our website, our social media, via email, and we can always bring in more clarity as to what our programs do. So we have another question. Where in Kenya do we partner exactly?
Well, we have quite a few partnerships in Kenya. We're in a few different parts of the country. Our longest standing Kenyan partner is in Kibera in Nairobi. But as Amber mentioned earlier, we're also in Rift Valley with the Rift Valley Reading Association.
And absolutely, we also have, so we have 3 partners in Kenya. Our newest partner, Kenya Connect, is in Machakos County. So those are the places, yeah. So our next question from Jennifer is, do students read and share stories in English, their own native language, other languages, both, or all of the above?
Definitely all of the above. We work really, really closely, going back to the idea of cultural responsiveness and this idea that literacy should be a reflection, a mirrors, windows, sliding glass doors. We work with our partners to try to make sure that we're finding literature that is going to be that for the students that are working with it. So it looks very different everywhere, and we do our best to adapt our curriculums, adapt our programs from our side, but our partners are alongside us in that and do a lot of the work of translating and adapting as well as local experts.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we really follow the lead of the partners and of the kids and listen to them and to what their needs are, because sometimes they really want to practice their English because it's a helpful skill, and other times that would be a major barrier to actually expressing themselves. So it is all of the above, as Amber said, for sure.
Yeah. Thank you, Dorothy and Amber, for answering that. So we do have a couple of people that are really excited about World Read Aloud Day 2021 in the comments, as are we. And Dorothy, I was wondering if you could bring in some clarification as to when the day is in 2021 and some things that happen on World Read Aloud Day.
Sure. I don't actually remember the date off the top of my head, but it's the first Wednesday in February, so you can probably set that recurring in your calendar forever and just know that it will be there. People celebrate in all kinds of ways. Some places have declared it a national holiday and take it as a very serious day to advocate with their governments for access to quality education. And in other places, it's really more about the fun and the joy and the celebration of reading aloud together. But for us, reading aloud is an incredibly powerful academic and social emotional tool. And it's often overlooked in traditional education settings. But it builds vocabulary, it creates an opportunity for the reader to model great reading behaviors and to create a dialogue and a love for reading with the people they're reading to. And we've been so excited to see all of the different initiatives around virtual read-alouds in the last few months. Of course, we've been doing it for years, and we're glad other people are getting on the bandwagon. It's not quite as special as being in person together, but it's pretty great. And I can say, being quarantined with my 4-year-old daughter, we have lots of books, as you can see ourselves, but we've been really happy to be able to read with friends and relatives over things like this online to change it up. So the World Read Aloud Day is an opportunity to do all those different things.
Absolutely. So save the date, first Wednesday in February, we're going to be celebrating. So I think we are going to be concluding our Q&A for the evening. I want to thank Dorothy and Amber both for answering questions so wonderfully, for clarifying a lot of things for people. I want to thank everybody for being present today and tuning in for the team. Dorothy, is there anything else that you would like to add? How can people support LitWorld? How can people get involved in the future?
Absolutely. Thanks, Maria, for helping to facilitate and wrangle the Q&A for us. And thank you, Amber, for helping to answer all those great questions. As we've been saying, World Read Aloud Day is an amazing opportunity. So jump on board if you're not already. Feel free to reach out anytime with your ideas. And now's the time to support in any way you can. We know this is a complicated time, but as you could probably tell, every dollar goes really far with LitWorld in our incredible partner communities. So we'll use it wisely. So anything you can donate is incredible, whether it's dollars, time, anything in there. Thank you again so much for tuning in tonight. And we hope to talk to you soon.
Once upon a time, there was a boy who lived in New York, Manhattan. Once upon a time, there was a girl who lived in Jackson, Mississippi.
Once upon a time, there lived a boy in Kibera.
One day, he learned that he had magical powers. She can travel through time and space just by opening a book. During his adventures,
he had a courageous heart like Mulan's.
The girl read and read and read, so he realized that anything was possible.
When I grow up, I want to be a politician.
I would like to be an engineer and an honest man.